Hi there, hope you're all doing well. I have a quick word to share. I believe that somebody needs to hear this word, and before you click out, just give me a few minutes of your time and I hope you'll be blessed by this. So I recently was reminded of a story that my granddad told us. I was very young at the time. I believe that I was under 10. But recently the story came back to me in a most profound way. So the story was a man who in a land that was famine in that land. So he had gone around looking for food. So he got to this place and he was offered a tuber of yam by the stranger, and he said to him, when you go, peel the yam, throw the food part, the part that you normally cook, throw it away and cook the peel. So the man took the tuber of yam and he was on his way and he's thinking, what kind of craziness is this? Who does that? So he got home, he peeled the yam as usual and he boiled the part that you usually boil and threw the peel away. And so when it was finished, it had turned into rocks. There was no food. And so he was really hungry. There was no food. So he went back again, traveled on his way to this man and said, the food turned into rocks. And he said, what did you do? He said, I did this. And he said, because you didn't take my advice, cook the peel instead. So obviously this time he did it and it worked out. It worked out fine. He was able to get food out of it. And the moral of the story, why am I sharing this really? It's because when God brought this to mind, what followed was the story of the Israelites during the time of Joshua had been instructed by God to march around the Jericho wall. This wall had been built purposely to stop the children of Israel from coming in, because obviously these people have heard the wonderful things that God was doing with the children of Israel and that everybody at the time was protecting their land, and God had instructed them to march around the wall, march around it, okay, a fortified wall, and then on the seventh day blow the trumpet and that the walls were going to come down. So I was reminded, and I think the lesson that God wanted me to learn from this and also you to learn from this is the fact that sometimes his instructions will not make sense. The Bible says that his thoughts are not our thoughts, his ways are not our ways. His instructions will not make sense. Whoever this word is for, you have been seeking God, you have dedicated your life, you pray like no other, you're on your face for that particular thing, and now God has shown you a way. You've been praying for directions, and that's amazing to do, and he's giving you a direction, and you're thinking, actually, how does this action lead to this result? How do I get this result out of doing this action? And now you're doubting God. You're sat there with your microscope trying to figure things out, and is delaying a lot of things for you. The God who was has heard your prayers and has given you the direction, he's the same God who's waiting for you to come for clarification. So before you just write it off and think it's ridiculous, it doesn't make sense, doing this action will not produce this, take it back to God, because we don't want to miss out on what he has for us. The children of Israel were able to bring down the wall of Jericho and possess the land like God had originally promised them. So I would encourage you to continue with your relationship with God, continue listening to him. What he says probably won't make sense because he does not move the same way we move. I pray that you are able to move with God and get to the destination that he has for you, because it will be more glorious than you have ever imagined. Take care and keep seeking his face. Bless you. Bye-bye.